is Danny Williams, age 39, but he still looks in good nick as well, doesn't he? If you look at the weight that he's bringing in tonight, as you can see, 120 kilograms, there's very, very little movement in his weight over the years.
He's always been very, very disciplined, very, very, very good on the weights, Danny. Always looks in great shape. And I said this earlier, always gives 1,000%. You know, we can always rely on Danny to rely on him to always bring out a good performance. Whether he wins, loses or draw, he always gives and tries his very best.
Die rote Ecke, 25 Jahre alt, 1,88 Meter groß, 116,0 Kilogramm schwer. Sein Rekord als Profi, 14 Kämpfe, 11 Siege, davon 3 durch K.O. In seiner Ecke seine Trainer Bülent Bascha und Oktay Urkal. Aus dem ET-Box-Team aus Hamburg, Christian Hammer.
So then Christian Hammer, 15 years. The junior here. He was at the World Junior Championships. He fought using the name Chocat, which was his surname at birth, Christian Chekano. And he beat Michael Hunter in the semi-finals of those World Junior Champions before beating the Uzbek fighter Sardor Abdullayev. That was in the final. And since when, his path has been, as we said, has been carefully managed.
No shots around the back, nothing in the kidney area. Remember to defend yourselves at all times, unless you hear me shout stop boxing. Touch gloves. Touch gloves. Best of luck to both of you. When you're ready.
So then we're just about ready to get underway then here.
Well, one thing's for sure, Tim, Danny is not going to be fazed by the opponent in front of him now. You think of some of the names he's faced in the past, in comparison, dare I say it, no disrespect, but in comparison, his opponent here tonight is not in the same league.
It's going to be interesting to see what type of game plan he brings in here. Danny was busy. He's been in the ring already in September, as we said, very busy around Europe in 2011. So a little bit more time off at the turn of this year, and it's how much he's got left in the tank these days. I mean, he's had some big nights. He's lost a couple as well in the last year or so. Hasn't all gone according to plan, the comeback. But he's still no mug, and he's still able on the night in front of the right opponent to produce. But he's picking opponents, or he's having opponents pick for him that are on their way up, significantly younger, and he's holding on a bit early here. He's caught by a right hand then from Hammer. And he's going to have to use all of his ring craft, everything that he's learned over this 17-year spell. And you can already see Hammer's got a big, big right hand. Not seen him. We've tend to see a lot of these fighters on these cards of Eurosport around Germany. This guy we don't know too much about. We've never seen him before.
Neither fighter wasting a lot of time here, Tim. They're both getting on with the job. Not a lot of feeling out preparation taking place. You know, they're both sort of throwing some big shots straight away. And, you know, Danny looked a little bit phased a minute ago. That was a hurtful shot from Christian Hammer.
Yeah, he looks in a bit of trouble here. He needs to get off the ropes because he's a big hitter, is Christian Hammer. But he's ducking his way out of there.
Watch your head, Danny. Keep your head. Watch your head. Watch your head.
Now, of course, Danny's going to want this fight to go, you know, into the later rounds, because that's where he's most experienced. Certainly got more experience over Christian Hammer with the medal rounds under his belt.
Yeah, as we said, he's had losses. Taras Bidenko, Marius Vak. He has been knocked out himself. That right hand has done him, and Danny Williams in trouble in round one here.
Looks on steady legs, Tim. Unsteady legs.
He's got half a minute left to survive in this opening round, and Hammer is digging in. Well, he's been held onto there by Christian Hammer. He needs to let his grip go. And again, he's getting in there. What you don't want to see is, after all the years that we've seen him doing so many good things, he survived the end of that first round. He did look in a bit of trouble there, you've got to say.
It's not, you know...
You don't want him to go on too long.
No, we certainly don't. You know, he's been a great ambassador for the sport of boxing. He's always gone above and beyond the call of duty. He's had some great wins. He's been in some great battles. And to see him perhaps going out, as we're seeing him here now, it's not really nice to see, you know. And who knows? Who might come back? Let's just wait and see. One thing's for sure, we can never, ever write Danny Williams off.
Well, it is in very, very quick succession. Alexei Mazakin, as we said, is on the bill. We've seen him on a good few occasions over the years, Mazakin.
We're going to see now, Tim, what desire, what passion, what he really wants, because this is where Danny will have to dig deep now. We're going to see what he's got left in the tank.
But if you are Christian Hammer now, you know, if you were him, that he has it within him to end this relatively swiftly. I suppose the temptation, if the offers come in on quite a decent bill, which this was, and Williams again is in trouble here early on. There's that big right hand. He's trying to cover up here and duck in and just get in and tie himself up there with Hammer.
Christian Hammer throwing a lot of lever, and at times, Danny Williams just not getting out of the way of him. It seems...
Yeah, he's just been told to stop the holding. And there, he was told by his corner to get his jab working, get in there first, and to make it count. But again, he's backed up onto the ropes, and Hammer's got a chance to unload on him. There's a lot that are just hitting the arms here.
Danny again just trying to hold on, just catch his breath a little while. Perhaps those 39-year-old legs, perhaps even now, is starting to take its toll a little bit.
Again, the call is from his corner to just get it to jab. We've seen him use that jab. He went 8 rounds, though, only a few weeks ago. It was a loss on, it was a decision loss, but he's going to get done here again, and he's down. And
more of a stumble than anything else.
Yeah, it was a stumble, but the writing is on the wall here from very early on. And as we said, he's going to have to use some of the huge amount of experience that he's accrued over the years.
Break coming out. He's not doing anything. No punches, Christian, after the break. Let him go.
Christian Hammer doing his fair share of holding in there as well. Final minute of the second round here.
Danny just waiting far too long. He's not getting his own shots off. He's a powerful guy. He should be throwing more lever and trying to really stamp his own forward. Try and get some respect from Christian Hammer, and because he's not throwing enough lever, he's not getting that.
Yeah, he's not landed anything of significance just yet. But as they say, the punch is the last thing to go. So maybe the Brixton Bombers still got a big shot left in there. Again, there's that right hand just being teed up. Williams trying to work to Hammer's body. He settled down a bit in this latter stage of this second round.
Just a little bit, but you know, both rounds comfortably so far are in favour of Hammer.
Well, again, appreciative crowds that you always get, don't you, in Germany?
They do. They're boxing through and through. It's in their blood almost, and they really appreciate a good boxing match. Very, very hospitable crowd. Sometimes I've walked into an arena in the past in Germany. You didn't realise you was in a boxing venue. They're so hospitable. They're so, you know, they only clap during the actual breaks, and very, very hospitable, and they really, really do appreciate the boxing.
Right, if you're in his corner, what are you going to be telling him? I mean, he's certainly got the power to trouble Danny here, and he's got the ability to win this fight, let's be honest.
He has, and he's just got to step up another gear, and that's what he do. Sometimes he goes bam, 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 gets his 3s and 4 shots, comes off the gas, lets Danny recover. He's got to sustain the attacks, because when he's attacking, he's having a great success.
And in the back of his mind, I mean, he'll know what he's done in these first 2 rounds. He's done enough to win, but in the back of his mind somewhere, he'll still be thinking, yeah, this is the guy that did Tyson. There's still something there. I've got to be careful.
Inevitably, and perhaps he's, you know, fair enough statement, perhaps he's doing the right thing, but it just looks at times, if he just put together an unanswered flurry of punches, it looked like the referee might even step in and intervene and provide or stop Danny from taking more punishment.
Now, this is better. Shaky round and a half. But he's certainly offering a little bit more. A couple of jabs to open the round with from Williams, and again he gets in that left hook to the body. And this is what Hammer will be meeting or seeing when he gets in the ring with some of these wily old technicians like Danny Williams. There'll be a level, a different kind of punches arriving that have been in with people that are fairly predictable so far. He'll be maybe taking punches that he's never taken before.
That's right, and you know, Danny Williams, credit to him, he's weathered the storm and he's still there, and now he's coming back and he's trying to get his own shots off. You know, perhaps in the past Christian hasn't had to deal with this. He's perhaps had it all his own way, but now we're seeing Danny trying to force the issue, make a fight of it, which is perhaps we should have seen this perhaps in 1 or 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, he's caught by the left, and again he covers up on the ropes, trying to duck out the way of those big shots, using the ropes and using them to good effect there as well. I mean, that's a skill in itself, isn't it? I mean, you know, you've been in there,
yep,
been back up and actually using the ropes.
That's right, and just slipping the shots. You know, when you throw a power shot and you don't connect, it drains you, and inevitably that's what Danny's trying to do. He's trying to drain the energy by slipping the shots, letting Christian throw the lever but not connect with anything of any kind of substitute.
And you can see him just with that little smile creeping out on his face there, Hammer, as if to say, well, you didn't do much to hurt me there. And just sticking his chin out, inviting Williams to come on to him. But again, he wasn't born yesterday. That was a bit more of a slap then from Hammer than anything else.
It would, but I wouldn't want to take it.
The thing is, there is a level of expectation, isn't there, if you come in with a name like Hammer, yeah, in the heavyweight division.
Not a lot of lateral movement from either fighter, though, Tim. You know, both bit one-dimensional, very, very static. But just seems to be coming back into the fight a bit now, Danny, growing perhaps a little bit more. Again, that was just a tumble.
Well, it makes it look a little bit untidy, and also is aware that he can pick up injuries like that as well. And it's not the first time, and the referee's just having a word telling him to calm down, because you know, you don't want anything to come to a premature end here, and Hammer getting a little bit frustrated here now. But he's got to reach advantage with that jab, but he's been reluctant to really get to work for any lengthy period of time and use it. Let's see what the corner's got to say.
And you're letting him pick you off. Yeah? When you're not doing nothing, you're staying there looking at him. Yeah? Yeah, you look like you don't want to even be here, Dan. If you don't want to be here, just get out of there, man. Come on, you got to wake up.
Well, that's some sobering words there.
I know you've got more in you. Yeah, liven up. When you're doing your work, you feel like you're frustrating him, you're hitting him, you know, you're giving him trouble. But all of a sudden you go into a show, you're waiting like a journeyman. Come on, liven up. If you want to be here, let's go. Come on, last chance, man. Just liven up and give it to him. The boy's not nothing.
Well, I've got to give it to him. That was sensible words, you know. Shape up or ship out, basically. And at times it does look like Danny doesn't want to be there.
Clear the ring, guys. Just get with this push-up. Okay, let's go.
So he's been given it as it is. If you don't want to be in there, let's get out and let's go. There's nothing more frustrating, is there, either for the athlete or his coach, to know that there is more in there somewhere, but you're just not, for whatever the reason, it's not happening on this night. But a bit sharper from Williams coming out there, trying to get his jab working. Took a good right hand and followed it up with a short left. And down he goes. That was a good combination.
Yeah, you've got to give credit there to Christian. That was good, solid, correct, fast shots.
What's he going to do now, though? But the last time he did it, he just backed off, but not this time. Now he's got Williams on the back foot. He's all over the place here. Referee might step in here, and I think he has. Well, that is enough of that. And Danny Williams, sad to see it end like that, but tonight it just wasn't there. For whatever the reason, it just wasn't there for him.
It wasn't tonight, perhaps just for Danny, was just a bridge too far, Tim, and at times, like I said, in his corner, he just didn't look like he wanted to be there, and we know when you box in, you've got to be 110% committed for the full duration of the fight.
But to be honest, again, I mean, you know, asking a lot of a guy at this stage of his career to get him in the ring, what, twice inside a month?
Well, that's right. He's very, very... Perhaps he's just got a bit stale, perhaps. Who knows? Only Danny's going to really know the answer to that question. But tonight, it just wasn't the Danny Williams that we've come accustomed to know.
No, and I think I'm right in saying that is the first time in his long and quite illustrious career that he's actually lost 3 on the spin, which is what's happened here after losing to Larsen just about a year, well, it's a year ago in December, and following it up with that defeat in early September to Kathiisto on points in Finland. And the German-based Romanian Christian Hammer goes on. Well, you can't take away what he's actually achieved from the past. He's given many of the big names plenty to think about over the last, what, decade or so. Mike Tyson and Klitschko and old Lee Harrison. But maybe it is time to sort of sit back and actually take a few of the plaudits and maybe get behind a microphone and start talking about somebody else who's in the ring.
You never know. I think that's certainly the easier option, Tim, for sure. But
what about Hammer, though? I mean, he showed in, you know, in fleeting.
He showed
moments.
talent, fast hands, big guy, and obviously he can carry a little bit. He carries power. That's plain to see tonight. If he gets in with, you know, some of the bigger names, you know, questions still have to be asked. Dare I say, there wasn't an awful lot put in front of him tonight with Danny Williams. Yes, Danny came back a little, he weathered the storm, but basically Christian dominated from round 1, and you know, there's still questions to be asked. But on that performance, you know, he's done everything so far that's been asked of him, and for that we do really have to commend him.
Yeah, and he's still young as well, certainly very young in heavyweight terms. He's only, well, 25 years of age, and he was only 25 on September 27th. So he's just celebrated his birthday, and he's just got himself a belt as well. WBO Europa title that it is.
Technischen K.O. in der 4. Runde nach 1 Minute und 57 Sekunden aus Hamburg, Christian Hammer!
So a name that we will be seeing and hearing from again, no doubt.
Die Siegerehrung nimmt vor Istvan Kokokovac, Supervisor WBO.
So he gets the belt strapped around him. And it might not mean a lot to many people, but if you're a fighter and then you've just walked out with a belt, you're going to be feeling good, and he is.
That's a championship belt, which he's going to be able to present to people.
Right, well, we are moving through this card at a rate of knots here. Next up, it's Ajetovic, Ajetovic, the super middleweight based on Merseyside, against Chris Mafuta, who is another fast upcoming fighter based in Germany. Ajetovic, into his 30s now, has had plenty of moments in the past when he was on the cusp of doing things, but it didn't quite arrive for him. At the moment belongs to Christian Hammer, and this is how he finished. Don't think there was too many complaints there from Danny Williams at the end either, was there?
No, there certainly wasn't, but a very, very excited Christian Hammer, and rightly so.
Meine Damen und Herren.